Hi, welcome to the Infinite Filmmakers. Discover your genie within. Today, I'm going to be doing a quick little broadcast. What I'm going to be doing is every day, hopefully, if I can, I'm going to be broadcasting at 4 p.m. And I might change the date. I'll let you guys know at another time. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about my 52 laws and principles of the Infinite Filmmaker. And just to give you a little background with this, basically, how I developed these 52 laws and principles is many years ago, 15, 20 years ago, I produced a couple of independent films with some friends of mine. And one of them got picked up by Warner Brothers Distribution. And they had it for like 2 years. They tied it up legally. We couldn't do anything else with it. We couldn't find another distributor. And we didn't see any money out of them. We were really discouraged, as most independent filmmakers are when they're playing with the big guys. So I got really discouraged, and I decided to create a film festival online. So I went out and I learned how to write code, and I spent like 3 years building this film festival. And it was way before broadband, so it would take like 30, I don't know, like 20 minutes to download a 30-second video onto your computer, and then you could watch the video. But I knew broadband was coming. I knew that there was going to be a time when we'd be able to watch movies and TV and everything on the internet. So I was gearing up for that. So I spent 3 years doing it, and then all of a sudden my computer crashed, and I was just so bummed out. I was older at this time. It took us 8 years for each film. So like 18, 20 years later, to have this computer crash, and I lost everything. And I said, that's it, God, you tell me what to do, because damn, I'm not moving out of bed until you tell me what to do with my life, because I am so lost right now. I thought this was my big ticket to success. I had this huge vision. And so I just fell asleep that night. And about 3 o'clock in the morning, I woke up and I started writing like about 30 or 40 pages of this information that what if your life were a movie created by an infinite filmmaker, and there were no limit to what it can create in your movie called life. And I'm going, okay, this is interesting. I don't know where this came from, because I wasn't a writer. I mean, I poked around with writing screenplays and stuff once in a while, but this information was just coming through me, and I kept writing it down. And over the last 15, 20 years, I decided to start practicing these throughout the 15 years. And I noticed that they started to work, and I put them together in a book called 52 Laws and Principles of the Infinite Filmmaker. At the end of this broadcast, I'll give you the link to it. You can download it for free. It's an ebook. And so I started practicing these principles in my life, and I noticed that things started to shift. I could start to manifest things. At first it was like when I pull up in front of a restaurant, I used to drive around in circles trying to find a parking spot, and I just pull up and I go, I know my good comes to me, and I do what I'd call a prayer treatment, which I'll teach you guys about later at another time. But anyways, I do a prayer treatment. All of a sudden, a car would pull out in front of me, in front of the restaurant, and I didn't even see anybody going to the car to get in the car. They must have been sitting in it. And stuff like that would happen all the time. So now whenever I need a parking spot, I just go, my good has come to me. And I know that I'm going to find a spot. And then all of a sudden, a spot will show up somewhere. So that was the little things. Then it started manifesting itself in bigger ways, where I was able to, oh, God, so many different things. Through using these principles and the prayer treatments, I was able to meet my soulmate. This is actually my third marriage. So I wasn't very good at relationships. But to be able to manifest my dream, wife was just incredible. And so we both shared in all of the same things. And there's a whole story about how I met her. Anyways, but she had 2 daughters, and I had a daughter. And I always wanted to have sisters for my daughter. So I ended up having a wonderful blended family. They all got along great together. And it started with little things like that. And then other huge things. I was able to buy a new car when I had bad credit. Actually, I got to the dealer and he said, you have a 0 credit rating. I can't give you the car. And I just sat there and I goes, no, I'm meant to have this car. And did a treatment for it. And all of a sudden he come out, and there's a long story behind it, but he came out and he says, yeah, I got you the car. It's like 20% interest or something like that, but pay it for a year, then refinance it and build your credit back up, because I was really broke at the time. And then I was able to manifest a scholarship to the University of Santa Monica, which was like $700 a month or something. I didn't have any money for that. That in itself is another story, how I was able to manifest that. I had a horrible disease where my face was all paralyzed, and it was called Ramsay Hunt. It was shingles in the inner ear, and it ruined my whole system. And I couldn't taste, couldn't smell, I had double vision. I had to use a walker to walk. And the doctor said that they tried all the medicine. It was too late. The nerves are never going to get back to the way they were. And I was like, nah, this isn't right. So, you know, again, I did my mojo. My wife and I call it the mojo. We did our mojo. And I ended up, a friend of mine paid for me to go to some herbalist up in the valley. And he had this weird thing where he'd had me hold on to an herb, and then he'd brush my hand like this and find the different herbs. And the ones that my body told him that I needed, he put together and gave it to me. I went home, and within 3 days taking it, my face started to feel, my nerves started to come back again, and I was able to walk. And it took a while, you know, but the herbs like totally helped, and it gave me some hope. But, you know, little miracles like that would happen. And so I realized that, you know, this is something I want to teach people, because this is huge. This is like the discovery of fire, that the earth is round. I mean, we're talking about, you know, Ernest Holmes, one of my teachers, mentors, says that this is what mankind has been searching for his whole life, to be able to create a life that you desire to be living, rather than creating a life that's just thrown at you, you know, and to be able to consciously be able to manifest things in your life, to be able to create stuff. You know, I'm doing that ClickFunnels, and I had no money for it. I lost my job in March. I started the ClickFunnels in April or May, I think it was. And I had no money whatsoever, but I took action in spite of it. You know, I signed up for it, and had my last $2,500 I put into it. And all of a sudden, all this money started coming, and I got more money now than when I was working. It's crazy. I got my PPP from the government for my business. You know, I lost my business, and I was able to, recently, I'm kind of running out of money now for the rest of the program. And all of a sudden, my neighbor comes up to me and says, hey, I can help you raise money, because I do fundraising for big companies. And so she found a thing for $15,000, and we applied for it. And I'm sure it's going to come through, because my good comes to me. My good comes to me. I keep saying that. And so, you know I can continue on. So just keep taking action, knowing that you can have what you want. Let's see if anybody has any questions about this stuff, please type it in the chat box. Really interesting. I have 52 spiritual laws and principles. I wish I knew how to share my screen, and I don't. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to open my book, and I'm going to read one of the principles to you. And I have the book, 52 Laws and Principles. These are the principles that I developed over the last 15 years and practiced them in my life to such a great success. And then I'm going to teach you guys on Thursday evenings. I'm going to have a webinar every Thursday where I live coach people online. Let's see. I'll start with principle number 1. I call it God, the infinite filmmaker. You can call it whatever you want. The religious person would call it God. The spiritual person might call it Buddha mind, a Christ consciousness, infinite intelligence. I like calling it infinite intelligence. Same intelligence that creates an oak tree out of an acorn. There's an intelligence there that creates a baby out of a sperm and ovum. To me, that's the intelligence that we're able to use to create the life we desire to be living. And so principle number 1 is God, the infinite filmmaker, is all-powerful. Being all-powerful, the infinite filmmaker can create whatever it desires in its movie. Now, you have to ask yourself, what filmmaker who has the ability to create whatever they desire in the movie would hold back from supplying each and every character with everything they need to create the best possible movie? The answer is they wouldn't. And neither does the infinite filmmaker hold back anything from you, its most precious character. Principle 1 is based on the idea that your life was conceived of and created by an infinite intelligence and is not holding back anything from you, its most precious character. Being conceived of and created by this intelligence, you have access to the same power and presence that created the universe and everything in it. As you move through your day, remind yourself that you are co-creating your life with an unlimited power and presence that's available to use however you wish. Then take action towards what you want to create, knowing that everything is for you and nothing is against you. So for me, you know, whenever I go and move towards something, I do what the Christ said, it's measured according to your belief. If you believe it, you can create it. If you say to that mountain, fall into the ocean and believe it, it'll happen. So I move forward in my day. Whenever I come up to an obstacle, I know that it's just an illusion, that the life we're living is an illusion, and that you can see through the illusion like a mirage in the desert and just walk right through it. And so the life that we're creating through fear, doubt, and worry is an illusion. But the true life for us, the true screenplay for our life that was written by the infinite filmmaker that's perfect, whole, and complete, comes with faith, a faith and a belief in this higher power, this higher presence working through you. So when I move through my day, I just take I take action, act as if. Reverend Michael Beckwith from the Agape Spiritual Center, he was in the movie The Secret. I studied with him for years. And he taught me that he used to say that act as if you have so you may receive. Like, for instance, with the ClickFunnels thing, I only had $2,500. I didn't have $25,000, but I took action as if I had it. Then all of a sudden, you know, my neighbor who's a bookkeeper helps me fill out all these applications for the money, and the money comes through. And so, you know, I took action towards my car. I went up to look for a car, even though I had no money to buy the car, and I knew I had bad credit. And as a matter of fact, when I got to the car dealer, it was the exact same car that my wife and I had talked about on the way up there. She said, what kind of car do you want? I said, well, maybe a Hyundai. My ex-wife had one, and I kind of liked it. Well, if I drive it, I'm going to have to drive for Lyft because I was broke. I'm going to have to pay for it by driving for Lyft. So maybe a black one. And it has to be like 3 years old because I didn't want to buy a brand new car because they lose value when you first take them off the lot. So it has to be at least 3 years old. Black Honda hybrid, 3 years old. So he goes, okay, that's it. We'll do a treatment for that. We get up to the car dealership. Up there, my wife said, that's it. Okay, the universe is going to supply me with a new car, Black Honda hybrid, and I'm going to look every weekend until I find it. She says, I'm not looking every weekend. You know, this is it. We're getting a car today. I'm not spending my weekends looking for a car. So let's put that in the treatment that you're going to get the car today. So I goes, okay. So I redid the treatment and added that to it. That's it. We went up there with so much belief and faith that I was going to get a Black Honda hybrid. We got to the car dealership and we're looking around. All of a sudden we turned around the corner and we saw a Black Honda hybrid that was 3 years old sitting there. And we looked at each other and we're going, okay, that car is meant for me. That car has my name on it. We went into the guy and he said, I'm sorry, I can't give you the car. You have not only bad credit, but you get a 0 credit rating because you ripped up your credit cards. And I'm like, nah, this doesn't make sense. And I told him, I said, look, when we were coming up here, I told my wife that we're going to get a Black Hyundai hybrid 3 years old. It's sitting on the lot. And he goes, let me see what I can do. And he goes in, he found a bank that would finance me. He said, 20% interest, but in a year you can refinance it, get your credit up again, build your credit, and get back on your feet again. And so I was able to get that car. And it's like miracle after miracle after miracle was happening in my life. And I said, you know what? After a while, I didn't care about the things that I had in life that I wanted to get. Yeah, I want to get a travel van, and yeah, I want to be able to have money to do different things, and Spirit is leading me towards that. You know, with my funnels and stuff. And I'm building a company, teaching this stuff, and so I know that that's in line for me. That I'm going to be able to get that. And anybody who's on here from ClickFunnels, I'll see you up on the stage. But anyway, so that's it. Those are the principles. I have 52 of them. Each day I'm going to come on and talk about some of the principles and answer questions that you guys may have. So let me see what we have for questions. Oh, everybody's here to support me. Thank you. Thank you. Love manifestation stories from Katie. Muscle testing. My Cairo brother does that. Yeah, that's a really powerful thing. When I was studying with T. Harv Eker, you got to do something to switch that belief, because if you have any doubt, that doubt is going to get in there and it's going to take over. Fear, doubt, and worry, you have to just throw it away and act in faith and belief. I think it was the Christ who said, just pick up your pallet and walk, or jump in that water and get healed. You know, that, you know, you just got to believe that that you're working with this unlimited power and presence. And Patricia, awesome manifestation. Thank you, guys. Any questions about what do you guys? I'd like to understand your belief system, because everybody believes differently. We all have the God of our understanding and how we relate to it. And I grew up a Catholic, so I was like, you know, just battling through my sin all the time, going to confessions and stuff. And, you know, and sin, according to the Hebrew Bible, I think it is, that sin is just missing your mark. It's like taking a bow and arrow and shooting it. You shoot it and you don't hit the bullseye, but you try again, you keep going. And to me, that's what the Hebrew word for sin means. It means missing your mark, that there's nothing wrong with you or your behavior. It's you missed your mark. Okay, you correct it. You know, and when I was a Catholic, I was doing penance. You know, I'd go in confession and then penance. But whatever it is that you need to do to be able to retarget realign yourself to your target. What time is Thursday? You know what? I think it's going to be at like 2 o'clock on Thursday or 4 o'clock. I'm not sure 100%. It's part of my upsell. Yeah, but these I'm going to do every day. I wish we could talk and chat with you guys on this stuff, but I guess we just have the chat line, which is really tough for me because I can't really read that well. In the Pacific Coast time, I'm on the on the West Coast. I'm in California, Southern California. Yeah, so I hope that's it. I hope you guys got something out of this. They're going to be very brief. I love talking about this stuff. I can talk forever about it. I could go through all the 52 principles in one whole session if you guys want, but I think I'll break it up and do a little bit at a time, because this stuff is really challenging to understand. And that's why, you know, the Christ used parables so that people could understand what he was trying to teach. It's very deep metaphysical stuff. To me, the Christ was like a metaphysician. He understood metaphysics. Metaphysics is beyond physics. And so what I teach is it's beyond the physical. It's ethereal. It's contrary to physics. You know, you have like laws. And so when I do a treatment, I create a law unto the thing. It's like physical laws. 2 + 2 = 4 is a mathematical law. E = mc² is a scientific law. The law of gravity is another law. Those are all physical laws. But then there's spiritual laws. And the most famous one you probably know about is the law of attraction, that whatever you put out there, you get back, you get to keep. That life is like a mirror, and that you could change your life by changing the way you relate to it. And there's other ones, the law of reciprocity, what you put out, you get back, that it's a reciprocal universe. There's every time you speak about something, you set a law for that thing into motion. And then that law it's infallible, and you can't break it. It's so like a law that I would set into motion would be that I'm going to get this $15,000 for this to continue with this program, because this program is my higher good, and that the higher good for everybody involved around me, because everybody that knows me and works with me is going to benefit from this. So for the highest good of everybody involved in my life, that I know that my good is having this money come to me. And it may not come in that way. It may come in a completely different way, usually. And it may come as even more money, because it usually does. Usually when I do this work, something that I'm praying for, and it's called affirmative prayer. I call it the secret prayer. Thank you, Russell Brunson, you know, traffic secrets and all of that stuff. Anyways, it's affirmative prayer. Well, you don't petition a God that's outside of you to do something for you. And the whole idea, and I'll teach you guys how to do this at another time. The whole idea is that you're allowing the universe, spirit, divine presence, infinite intelligence, God, to work through you, because that's what it's doing. It's creating the life through you, through your own consciousness, that's how it creates life, through us, not to us, doesn't do anything to us. So anybody who goes through life, as a victim, thinks that everything's being done to them, when in reality, they're just creating it themselves. They're creating all of the drama, all of the bad situations in their life, when they can just switch things around and start to create the life that the infinite filmmaker had in mind for them, the perfect, whole, and complete. And you do that by affirmative prayer, which is a 5-step process where you just recognize there's an unlimited power and presence that's working in and as and through you. And then the realization that because I'm working with that unlimited power and presence, and it's working in and as and through me, through my consciousness, that the thing that I'm asking for is already done in the mind of the infinite. And that in order for me to receive it, I just have to act as if I have it. It's measured according to your belief, as the Christ said. And then once you get to that point in consciousness, then you give gratitude. I'm grateful for all that I'm about to receive as a result of this prayer. And I'm grateful for all that I have and all that I'm about to receive. And then you release it. And when you release it, you're releasing a law unto that thing. You're creating a law that's infallible, that it sends it out to the universe and it comes back to you fulfilled by the law. It's called speaking the word. I think in the Bible it says, in the beginning was the Word was with God, and the Word is God. And that the words that we speak have the power to create. So you got to watch out what you say. You got to watch out what you say. You got to watch out what you think. And you got to watch out how you feel about something, because thoughts, feelings, emotions, and the words that you speak is what creates your life. And so Katie's looking forward to the next principle. I left a link in the ClickFunnels for the book, and you can get the book. You can download the book for free. It's at www.theinfinitefilmmaker.com. If you go to theinfinitefilmmaker.com, you'll be able to download my book. It's an ebook right now, and if you give me about a half an hour, I'll put in my flip book link so you can have the flip book. And then I'm also putting it up on Amazon, but I'll probably do that either later today or tomorrow so that you can get it in Kindle books. But basically it's on in the iBook store on Apple for free. If you look for Infinite Filmmaker or The Infinite Filmmaker. I also have an app called The Infinite Filmmaker, or was it Infinite Filmmaker? I don't remember. But there's an app in the App Store for your iPhone with 52 laws and principles. It's an older version of the principles, but I've since had it upgraded for the new book. But it's still good, and it's on your phone. You can just browse through it and pick out a principle. Each day you pick a principle for 52 days, and then you practice that principle. As a matter of fact, for principle number 1, I had a weekly assignment. And the weekly assignment for principle 1 is, by reading a new law and principle each week, you will learn to consciously direct this power and use it for a specific purpose in your life. Gradually, you'll experience more and more demonstrations that will help you to build your confidence in this unseen power and presence. The stronger your belief, the easier it is to co-create the life you desire to be living. And so the idea is each week you get a new principle, you practice it. And then I'm going to create a summit for you guys with some other speakers that taught me how to do this stuff. They've been studying this for years. They're called practitioners. And I'm also going to be creating a class, kind of a mastermind class on how you can break through this stuff so it doesn't take you 15 years like it took me to learn how to do it and how to use it. And anyhow, any other questions before I conclude this little session? I want to thank all you, everybody that came on to support me on this. I really appreciate it. Patricia and Katie, everybody, 2 people. I'm sure more people it's going to build. If you build it, they will come. So anyways, I don't know if there's any more questions. Okay, so anyways, get the book tomorrow at 4 o'clock. I'll do it again. We can talk about principle number 2. It's really fun. I used to do when I was driving for Lyft. I had all these cameras in my cars, and I'd pick people up, and I'd have the 52 principles on the computer screen or on the iPad screen in the back seat of the car. And I'd tell them, I'd ask them, what is it that what are the struggles or challenges in life, and what do you want to manifest? And they would tell me, and I'd say, okay, go to these 52 principles. And there was a word for each principle. I said, pick a word that you most identify with, and then I'll talk about the principle. And usually by the time I got them out of the car after the end of the ride, they were like going like, wow, it's so clear what I need to do right now. It's like, because they picked the right principle for what they needed to hear. And it's not a miracle. It's not like a coincidence that they picked the exact principle. So what I thought I would do is on my coaching sessions on Thursday evenings, manifest money or whatever. Usually when I do this work with people, it depends on them, a lot on them, but usually within a day or two, you start to see the results. Something comes through. And like I say, it's always something better than what we asked for. Because the universe is unlimited. It's not going to be limited by our limited thinking. So I can say, oh, I need $15,000. But see, I wouldn't even say I need $15,000, because when I say I need $15,000, that's putting the energy out there to the universe that I don't have $15,000. So it's going to give me more of not having it. So I have to learn to rework the way I speak. So I'm looking forward to the $15,000 or more so that I can continue with this program. I can't wait to get that $15,000. I'm so excited about that $15,000 that I'm going to get. I mean, God, that $15,000 is really going to help me to move forward and be able to share this information with people. I'm excited about this $15,000. I really am. I'm really excited because I know I'm going to get it. And if not, I'm going to get more than that. And it may come this way. It may come through the grant, or it may come some other way. But it's going to come. It's going to come. So Patricia says, in my house, we call the parable is the budget, because budget is math. Everything else is drama. What we make that math mean. What we make it mean, it's the math. Yeah, money, money is an effect. It's not a cause. A lot of people think it's the cause. It causes this, it causes that in their life. But it's just an effect. It's a gift from the universe. And that Eric Butterworth, if you don't know who he is, he wrote a book on spirituality and money. I think it's Eric Butterworth, Butterworth. My Boston accent, we don't pronounce our R's, so it's Butterworth. But there's an R in there, Worth. Anyhow, he's good. Yeah, money, it's all a frame of mind. It's all a spiritual principle, money. And that there's an abundance of money out there, and the universe isn't holding back any money from you. You're holding it back through your fear, doubt, and worry. You're holding it back through your disbelief that you're working with an unlimited power and presence that's not holding back anything from you. It's creating in and as and through you, through your consciousness. And if you believed that you were working with an unlimited power and presence that's working in and as and through you, that's not holding back anything from you, then you could have as much money as you want, as you desire, as you need. And actually, I was going to say I'm still broke, but I'm not. The money is just flowing in, and I just can't believe it. Like I say, I got more money now than when I was working my butt off. And I'm looking forward to even more money when I create these programs and able to help people and earn money helping people to break through some of the blocks that they have. Especially people in the entertainment business. That's something working within you to create your life. So that's kind of what we call in the internet business is your avatar. Katie says, I'm looking for the next principle. Anyways, I should get going. I mean, I could talk forever, but these are supposed to be short. The first one I did, I had no sound. I'm talking away. I'm really excited about it. And And I realized, oh my God, my mic's not working. I had nobody to tell me that. Oh, life is good. So Russell talks about, one of my coaches talks about how, get up and teach me how to use YouTube. Anyways, thanks, guys. I appreciate you being here. Bless all of you. If you want something, if you need something right now, just post it right now. And I would like to do a little treatment for it. Anything you need, just write it down right now, and I will do a little treatment for it. This is very powerful stuff. And any challenge you have right now, anything you need to manifest, and if you guys don't have anything, then I'll just do a treatment for everybody out there that has a need for something, that has a desire to create a better life. And so I just recognize, take a deep breath, close your eyes, and just listen, that I recognize there's an unlimited power and presence in the universe, that I call it infinite intelligence, God, divine presence, that's unlimited in its ability to create. It's omniscient. It's everywhere present. It's omnipotent. It's all powerful. It's omniscient. It's all-knowing. It knows exactly what you need before you ask for it. And it's not holding back anything from you. It's all powerful. I know that this divine presence is everywhere present, in and as and through each and every one of us. The way where we are, this presence is, because it reveals itself in and as and through us. That you want to see God, then you look at your neighbor, you're looking at God, that we're all divine creations, created in the image and the likeness of the Creator itself. And so I recognize that I'm one with that divine presence, and all of my needs are met, knowing that everything that I need in order to live a life that's full of joy and happiness and prosperity and abundance, to be able to create and be more and more creative as a filmmaker and as a coach. I know that it's within me to do that. The power and presence is within me. And I give, and I know that same for me is true for everybody out there, that all of your needs are met, that everything that you desire to have right here and right now, it's already done in the mind of the infinite. And as we open our mind and expand our consciousness to be able to receive it, knowing that we deserve it, that we are children of the infinite, and as children, the Father would not hold back anything from its children, and that we recognize that all of our good is knocking on our door, and we just have to open the door, and we open it through our consciousness, through our belief that it's possible to be, do, and have whatever we desire in life. And so I give thanks for this this session that we had right here, to be able to open people's minds, to be able to break through some of the blocks that we've had in life, to be able to see the divine presence in our life working through us, and creating a life that's amazing. And so I give gratitude for this. I'm so grateful for all that we have and all that we're about to receive, knowing that our prayers are answered, that it's answered prayer right here and right now. I release this word unto the universe, knowing that as I speak the word, it's done according to law. I know that it returns to me fulfilled by law and not void, that the thing that we are all asking for right here and right now through our conscious mind is done in the mind of the infinite, and that we give thanks for this, and we're receptive to it, we're open to receiving it, and so we just give gratitude for it and let it go, and release the word, knowing that it's done, and so it is, amen. And so I hope you guys enjoyed that, and start taking action towards your dream as if you already have it. Whatever it is, don't let anything stop you, because it's all mind and action. Ernest Hemingway taught me, not Ernest Hemingway, Ernest Holmes taught me that the form of your life is mind and action. And when he talks about creative mind, he's talking about the mind with a capital M. That's the mind of the infinite intelligence, the mind of God, where our mind is a small m mind. It's the mind that we use in our lives to be able to create the things that we want to experience in our life. And so what we have to do is speak the word and then take action towards that as if we already have it, knowing that the universe, infinite intelligence, is already putting the right people, places, and things into place for the thing that you were asking for when we did that prayer treatment, that everything is being aligned for your higher good right now. And you just have to believe it and allow that. Your belief allows that door for your good to be opened. Because, your God is your good and your good is your God. It's synonymous. And so you can open that door just by acting in faith. Take action as if. And know that you're working with an unlimited power and presence. Thank you, Patricia. Thank you. I know you're a spiritual person too. You have a very strong belief in God, which is great. I'm sure that's why you have an amazing set design for your summit and all of these great things. And what I love about you, Patricia, and I know Patricia, is that you just act upon it. Don't think about it. You just, I need cameras here, and I need a light. I think I'll get that. Or I need a rack for the studio lights to put up, and I need a mic. Okay, I'll just get the mic. And you don't, you just you get that strong belief that you can just do it, and you just take action, do it. And I'm looking at your studio growing, and I thought I had a nice little set here, and I look at you, and it's like, okay, I got to get myself one of those racks for the lights and stuff. Anyways, a lot of people won't know what I'm talking about. But, okay, I'm going to get going. Thanks, guys. I appreciate your support. And we'll talk to you later on. Now, how do I get out of this? Somebody's going to have to show me how to use YouTube Live, because I don't know how to use it. I wish I could share my screen. Anywho, okay, talk to you guys later. Bless you all. Well, you are blessed. And so we'll talk to you later. Bye.